What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this Wolves FA Cup preview here on Anfield Agenda. Now, cards on the table time. You're probably not going to like the team that I've assembled for this game, the team that I'd like to see take to the pitch. You're probably going to think, has he lost the plot? But bear with me as I explain to you why I've made the decisions that I've made with a bigger picture in mind. It'll all come together, I hope, by the time the video's over. But either way, we are being brought to you today and with all of our matchday content with thanks to our friends at Circl. The football sweepstakes game where the winner is decided by events that happen live on the pitch and every moment counts. If you want to join us for the Circl for the Wolves FA Cup game, scan the QR code top right hand corner of the screen. If you are a UK resident and you are aged 18 plus, you are eligible to play. It is a gambling product, so please gamble responsibly. And if you would like to get yourself £5 in free bets when you deposit and place £5 in bets, use the referral code anfieldagenda, all one word, on sign up. Then, as I said, when you deposit and place £5 in bets, Circl will match that with £5 in free bets for you. And also, some of Circl's profits gets ploughed back into grassroots football in the UK as well. So they are trying to do a little bit of good, and I know that the betting and gambling products are a divisive issue, but we only work with people who we feel genuinely have fun at heart, and that's what this is about, adding a little bit of fun to your matchday experience. Usually the Circles are about £3 or so to buy into, so if you want to join along with us, scan the QR code top right hand corner. If not, no problems. Let's move on to the game. So look, we got some bad news around Virgil van Dijk, some news that none of us wanted to hear, that he is in a race against time to be fit for the Real Madrid Champions League game in February. So it goes without saying Virg isn't going to be in my preferred 11 or my matchday 11 here. And let me tell you before I go through the 11 why I'm thinking the way I am. Quite simply, it's that we have to prioritise, in my opinion. And we won the FA Cup, we won the League Cup last year, brilliant. Right now, I don't personally think we have the luxury of being able to risk players who, if they were to pick up an injury, could potentially derail the rest of our season. The big picture here is, of course, Champions League football and the money, the prestige and the draw to the club that comes along with us being in it. So as I go through this 11, do keep in mind that it's my own fear of players picking up an injury at a time where a lot of games are being played that has led my decision making with the team that I've gone with. From Wolves' perspective, well, obviously they've got a new manager in there. They were beaten by United. They're a decent team, Wolves, and they're a very well coached team over the years, whether it be Julian Lopetegui, whether it be whomever is in charge, whether it be right back to the manager that first brought them up to the Premier League. They've always been a good outfit, and they're always difficult games. So I'm not sure how strong they'll go or how weak they'll go. They've got Diego Costa back, and it seems weird for him to be back in the Premier League. But from a Liverpool perspective, let's have a look at what I've gone with. And let's start with the score prediction. So first of all, let me just click on this. Why isn't it working for me? There we go. 1-0 is the score prediction I'm going with. Sorry, I had a little bit of a technical issue there. I was clicking on things, they weren't working. So yeah, I've gone for 1-0 with regards to the score. It could be anything. I really don't know what to predict because the team that I'm about to put out, you know, it's not the strongest 11 you're going to ever see. So I take a 1-0 win, and that could be more in hope than expectation. Moving on to the goalkeeper and the centre backs now. Well, I've gone for Caoimhín Kelleher, Nat Phillips and Joe Gomez. And the reasoning behind it is, as I pointed out to you at the start of this video, I'm absolutely petrified at the idea of Ibrahima Konate, Joel Matip or Alisson Becker picking up an injury in a game that won't really define our season one way or another. I understand that there's this moral fight or moral struggle that goes on inside our heads as football club fans, particularly those whose team is usually in the top end of the table fighting for European places. So you've got the old adage of a trophy's a trophy, and you grow up wanting to win trophies, versus the real world situation of the Champions League. And I can't bring myself to see another player get injured when we're already stretched and thinned out in midfield. So with Van Dijk on, this is where I'm going with it. Kelleher in goal for me, Gomez the centre back with alongside Nat Phillips. At right back, Calvin Ramsey, and at left back, Kostas Tsimikas. Again, purely because I don't want to risk Andy Robertson and I don't want to risk Trent Alexander-Arnold. On top of that, I do like the idea of Calvin Ramsey getting minutes. We haven't seen enough of him since he's come to the club. I know he had his own injuries that were keeping him out, but I would like to see him get minutes in this one. And look, I'm aware that this team could end up the wrong side of a result. And I'm aware that you're probably expecting me to have Cody Gakpo in the starting 11. He isn't, but I'll explain that as we go on. Into midfield next. So I've gone for Stefan Bajcetic, Naby Keita and Curtis Jones. Again, could it be stronger? Absolutely. Why have I done it? You know why. Again, this isn't a priority for me. I want to use this as an opportunity to give fringe players minutes to allow Naby to prove that he's still on the road back to recovery. I know he was out of training. I don't know as of the time I'm recording this if he missed training because he was doing a recovery session indoors or if he was on a personal tailored plan. I don't know. I'm expecting him to be available, giving him the benefit of the doubt. So I'd put Keita in there. Stefan Bajcetic, again, this is just about experience for him. He looks like a wonderful player. And Curtis Jones because, well, he needs to start winning people over. The manager, fans, I can't speak for his teammates, but here's an opportunity at Anfield in the FA Cup for him to do it. Moving up to the top of the end of the pitch now. And look, I have put in some strong names in this team. So let's have a little look. The wide areas first. Carvalho on the left and Elliott on the right for me. And again, I wouldn't be playing Salah. I wouldn't be starting him. I'd have him on the bench. Maybe if Klopp wants to bring him on if the game's close with a few minutes to go and he thinks he can pinch it, great. But ultimately, I'm almost sacrificing the FA Cup to make sure that our players are fit. And on the left-hand side, Fabio Carvalho, because I want Carvalho to get more minutes, some experience. I think Wolves would be a good side for him to play against. At Anfield, I think it's always easier for the young lads when they're at home like this. And he hasn't been getting many minutes from Jurgen Klopp recently, so I've decided why not give him a run on the left and give Harvey Elliott a run on the right. We've had a lot of criticism of Harvey Elliott lately, and I understand it. Some of it's because people feel he isn't performing. I have my own take on it. For me, we're looking at somebody who was brought in and somebody who's occupied the right wing position and now has been asked to play as a midfielder and find space between the lines and set up play a little bit differently. And I think he deserves a bit of time and space to get the grips with that. So for me, let's put him back where he's comfortable. Right hand side of attack, Carvalho on the left, and through the centre, well, Darwin. And you're going to say, hang on a minute, Craig. You just said to me that you don't want to risk players. Yeah, but I do want Darwin to play himself back into form. And I do want Darwin to get himself a bit of confidence. And maybe against Wolves at home with the crowd behind him, if he bags a goal and take him off later in the game, I just want him to build up his confidence because I think that is important. So that's why I've gone for the 11 I've gone for. And as per Cody Gakpo, again, we need Gakpo. We need him to be ready for the league. We need him to be ready for the Champions League knockout stages and the big games that are coming. So I think Jurgen Klopp will probably start with Gakpo on the bench. This is my guess. And then bring him in as the game goes on. I don't think he'll want to throw him straight in here. And the last thing that we can also afford is for maybe Gakpo to come on, get an injury, and then our left side's completely screwed again. So that's the 11 that I've gone with. Kelleher in goal, Ramsey at right back, Joe Gomez and Nat Phillips in the centre back positions, Kostas at left back, Calvin Ramsey at right back, Stefan Bajcetic, Curtis Jones and Naby Keita in midfield, with Fabio Carvalho, Darwin Núñez and Harvey Elliott up top. And I'm going with a 1-0 win. So look, that's my preview. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Be nice now. You know, I tried to explain why I've gone as weak as I have. And also, if you want to join us for the Circl, don't forget, scan the QR code, top right hand corner of the screen. If you're 18 years of age and a UK resident, you're eligible to play along with us, and begambleaware.org is there for all of your safer and responsible gambling tools. I will talk to you soon. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.